Hi guys, it's Steph here from the Novelty Corner. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to my O.W.L.S 2020 TBR. The O.W.L.S is a month-long readathon taking place in April. It's hosted by G from Book Roast and takes place annually. I will leave a link to her video so you can go through all of the explanations if you're unfamiliar with the readathon. It's very, very popular here on BookTube. I'd be surprised if you haven't heard about it, but if you haven't, check out G's video. There's a whole lot of links. There's a whole lot of downloadable resources that you can follow for this readathon. I'm keeping it pretty simple. I take all of the prompts from the readathon, which are inspired by the Hogwarts O.W.L. exams, and I just assign a book that I'm planning on reading to it. You can pick a career and then just only read the books for that career. For the O.W.L.S, because there's only a certain number of prompts, I pick a book for all of them. If I get through them, I do. If I don't, that's fair enough. And when it comes time to do the newts, I will decide potentially on a career then and then go from there. So if I've covered off on all my O.W.L.S, I'm good. Okay, let's get into this. The first challenge is Ancient Runes, and for this you had to read a book with a heart on the cover or heart in the title. For this I'm going to read 99% Mine by Sally Thorne. For arithmancy, you're supposed to pick a book that is outside your comfort zone or outside your regular genres. For that I'm going to go with Little Stones by Elizabeth Cooper. I believe this is like literary fiction and I don't read that very often at all, so this is definitely outside my comfort zone. For astronomy, you're supposed to read a book during the nighttime or when it's dark outside. I'm going to bite the bullet and try and read Blood Elves by Andrew Sapkowski, which is the first official novel in the Witcher series. Yeah, I've kind of been putting off reading it, so I'm going to do it. This challenge though could lend itself to anything that I read because I pretty much only read at nighttime unless it's the weekend, so we'll see, but I'm going to aim to read this one. For Care of Magical Creatures, you're supposed to read a book that has a creature with a beak on the cover. And while there is no creature on the front cover, it is on the back cover. There is a bird. Birds have beaks. This is Wakestone Hall by Judith Russell. This is book 3 in the Stella Montgomery series, which is a middle grade sort of mystery series, which I started reading last year. This book was gifted to me by one of my students and I should really, really pick it up. For Charms, you're supposed to read a book with a white cover. For that, I'm going to read Exhalation by Ted Chiang. This is a very white cover. It's a collection of speculative fiction short stories. For Defense Against the Dark Arts, you're supposed to read a book that is set at sea or along the coast or something like that. I don't actually know if this book is that. It looks like it though, and that is Attraction by Ruby Porter. It's set in New Zealand and I'm pretty sure people are traveling on a road trip, so New Zealand is surrounded by water. I'm sure there'll be water involved in this somehow. For Divination, we were supposed to choose a book based on a random number generator. I did this when I had my TBR books arranged on my shelf. It's since changed since I picked the book, but you know what, we're going with it. And my numbers was Shelf 1, Book 22, and that was Alphabet Squadron, which is one of the Star Wars books. This is by Alexander Freed. I do have the audio book for this, so I'm planning on listening to that. So I'm planning on listening and reading the book at the same time. For Herbology, I'm supposed to read a book that starts with M. I'm going to read Melamander, which is a middle grade fantasy series, potentially. Maybe? I don't know. For History of Magic, we're supposed to read a book that features witches or wizards. I'm going to read Grave Dance by Kalina Price, which I believe is book 2 in that series that I started and I've forgotten the series it's called. But the main character is a grave witch, so witches. Yay! For Muggle Studies, you're supposed to read a contemporary book. I keep putting this on TBRs, but I'm going to attempt to try and read The Surprising Power of a Good Dumpling by Y. Chim. I need to read this book. It just needs to happen. For Potions, you're supposed to read a book under 150 pages. For that, I'm going to read Meant to Be by Lucy Darling, which is a book that I have out on Kindle Unlimited. Can't remember what it's about, but it's under 150 pages. Finally, for Transfiguration, you have to read a book about shapeshifters. Now, I don't actually have the specific book for this because I don't know which book in the series I'm going to be up to when I get to this challenge. So it will be whichever book in the Mercy Thompson series by Patricia Briggs that I am up to. At the time of filming, I have read book 5. I'm planning on reading book 6 during the week. So it could be book 7, it could be book 8. I'm not entirely sure yet, but it will be whichever book is in there because that is a book that has coyote shifters and werewolves. So I think I'm totally covered for the shape-shifting element. So that is my O.W.L.S TBR for 2020. In the comments below, feel free to let me know if you are participating in the O.W.L.S and what you're planning on reading. It's a really fun readathon. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. It's going to be an excellent reading month. I hope that wherever you are in the world, you are doing well, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye guys.